This is Calm AF, a podcast for humans who are hard on themselves. A podcast for the overthinkers, people pleasers, perfectionists, and overachievers. I'm Kristen Finch, and I'm going to teach you how to quiet that incessant negative chatter in your head. Because you know what a person with a calm mind can do? Anything they want. Grab your coffee, gorgeous soul, because today's the day you get Calm AF. Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to Calm AF. I am happy to be here with you. Today, I am going to teach you how to recalibrate your nervous system back to factory default settings. How to get out of this constant state of anxiety or under-arousal that you are in and bring it back to the way that you are designed, which is actually regulated. So the way I teach my clients in Calm AF Life, I teach an actual whole module on it called the Calm AF scale. So in a nutshell, this is a scale that measures how regulated you are, your nervous system, your emotions, and your sensory system. So if you picture it a negative 10 on one side, positive 10 on the other, that middle part of the scale, that grounded, centered place is Calm AF. The far left side of the scale is what I call hypovigilant. This is under-aroused. So if you're on this side of the scale, you often feel stuck or you feel frozen. This side of the scale feels like you just can't get going. You can't make decisions. You can't seem to get yourself moving. It feels really low. It feels very heavy. On the other side of the scale, we call the hypervigilant side. If you're on this side of the scale, it's very fast feeling. You feel like you can't be still, like you have to always be moving, always be busy, always be achieving, but excessively, right? So overachieving, overmoving, overbusy. That hypervigilant side feels very fast and a lot like anxiety, like high anxiety. And interestingly, we see the same behaviors on both sides of the scale. So on both sides, there is overthinking and overachieving and people-pleasing and perfectionism and approval-seeking. But depending on lots of different things like your childhood, how you grew up, the stories you learned from your parents, relationships, all of these things determine which side of the scale you identify more with, hypervigilant or hypovigilant. Or if you are one of the types I call vacillators, which is basically you are swinging back and forth between hypervigilant and hypovigilant all day long. So the goal of Calm AF Life and the scale is to really figure out how to bring yourself back to that sweet spot, the Calm AF spot, and learn how to stay there for longer chunks of time. Essentially, the goal is to recalibrate the nervous system so that you spend more time in Calm AF. That becomes your default setting, instead of spending more time in hypervigilant or hypovigilant and then sometimes feeling Calm AF. So the way to recalibrate that is through understanding what's going on. So the truth is, we are not in constant danger like our nervous system seems to think we are, right? Our nervous system is always in this perpetual state of scanning the universe for seeing what danger is going on, what emergency is happening that requires you to be hypervigilantly fighting or running or fixing it, or on the hypovigilant side, hiding or freezing from it, right? We don't need to do that anymore because your nervous system has now been programmed to always be on alert. It is now a habit that your nervous system, the default setting, is either hyper or hypovigilant. Because, and listen, we are not in danger all of the time, but what your nervous system now believes to be dangerous or an emergency situation is things like other people's opinions of you, right? That is all we need to get us into that hypervigilant or hypovigilant state. Other people's moods. What your nervous system is now detecting as danger are things like failure, or sadness, or fear, or guilt, and even joy, right? Even joy is triggering to the nervous system now because what happens when it seems like things are going well and everything seems to be going really great for you? What do you think? when is this going to change? When is the other shoe going to drop? When is this going to be taken from me? We aren't scanning the world anymore the way our nervous systems were designed to protect ourselves from predators. Now we are trying to protect ourselves from feelings. And what I tell my clients all the time is this: learn to feel your feelings and nothing will be able to stop you. You will be able to create a life that you genuinely enjoy, doing things you genuinely enjoy with people you genuinely enjoy, because you are calm AF. Because when you're regulated, you are actually in that space, because then your default setting will be calm AF. So you are programmed. Your nervous system is programmed now. The default setting probably isn't calm AF. So that is the goal, to restore the factory default settings. And the change that you can make in your life depends on the level of safety that you feel in your body. If you want to change your circumstances, your thoughts, any part of your life, you must start with safety in your nervous system. Or, as we like to say in Calm AF Life, NSF, which stands for Nervous System First. When you are consistently practicing regulating your nervous system, it will learn how to feel regulated. I think that we forget that sometimes. But you aren't anxious, you learned anxious. You aren't a people pleaser, you learned people pleasing. Your dysregulated nervous system learned these behaviors as a way to escape the dangers of other people's opinions or failure. Your dysregulated system used these behaviors as a way to escape the emergency of someone being mad at you or disappointed in you or not liking you. You practiced it so often that now it's just a habit. So if being dysregulated most of the time is a learned habit, that means that being calm AF can also be a learned habit. Habits are simply behaviors that become automatic through repetition and consistency. You've practiced being dysregulated until it became your default setting. So now you just need to practice being calm AF until it becomes your default setting. And if habits are something that become automatic through repetition and consistency, that means that if you want to change your default setting, you have to intentionally choose and engage with calm AF every day. So when I first started coaching, this was over 10 years ago now, I offered a program called 21 Day Rewire. Every single day, I would introduce a different topic, just a bite-sized nugget of that topic that are helpful in being calmer, happier, more content beings. So I would teach, one day would be the importance of a morning routine. One day would be the importance of clearing your clutter. And every day was something different. So they received a lot of new ideas. Every day was a new idea for 21 days. But there were two things that happened consistently every single day. Every single day, they set an intention and they practiced gratitude, two things that regulate your nervous system. There were other optional exercises to do, like maybe start a morning routine, but these two things happened every single day. And that's what the people now, 10 years later, they're still doing it. They still say this is what changed everything for them. And it was funny because when this first 21 Day Rewire offer ended in March of 2014, they were like, we want to keep going. They basically said, we're not done. We are just getting started. This is changing things, but I don't want to stop. So Kristen, decide what that looks like and tell us, and we're in. So I did. I created this membership. It was called The Lounge. And as I was deciding why they wanted to keep going, what was making the biggest impact, what I realized was there were three things. There was community, right? Because that's always better to do stuff with people. There's coaching, because it definitely helps when you are working on changing neural pathways to have someone who actually knows how to change neural pathways guiding you. But the most important thing was the consistency. They stayed engaged. They made the changes because they were being reminded every day for 21 days to prioritize themselves and their lives. It was the daily reminders that they matter, to not give up on themselves or their goals. It was the daily reminder to pay attention to their nervous system, to set an intention for their day, instead of feeling disempowered and at the mercy of everyone else's needs and wants. And I didn't want to continue on and overwhelm their systems by thinking they had to learn a new topic every single day, like we did for the 21 days. So instead, I just started writing these simple, general daily reminders. Every day, a little reminder, hey, don't forget, you matter. And eventually they started calling them love letters because they said it felt like they were getting a love letter in their inbox every morning. I started writing those in 2014, and I haven't stopped. And almost every program I teach involves this component, this daily reminder component. And the feedback is always the same, right? Like I might not be able to engage in all of this program or everything, make every call. And sometimes life gets overwhelming and I kind of get in survival mode. But these daily reminders, these love letters are my anchor. Every single time you read one of these daily reminders, set an intention, practice gratitude, which all take like 5 to 10 minutes, you are strengthening the neural connection that is recalibrating your settings back to Calm AF. And the best part of this is you don't have to do it perfectly. It does not have to be complicated. Our mantra in Calm AF Life that we say all of the time, it's actually like the basis of everything, is do it shitty. Just do it shitty. I actually just did it shitty this weekend. I was out late Friday night, which is unusual for me. I woke up Saturday later than normal and was kind of off to the races right away. I had to drive Parker to football. I was running errands and the day turned into night. And then I was out. I had plans again Saturday night and I was out late again on Saturday, which is unheard of 2 nights in a row. But I woke up later than normal on Sunday and again, got into the day, things to do, and I just felt groggy and off. And I was just kind of going through the day. And then I opened my email and I saw September 10th love letter. This is the Calm AF daily reminder email that goes out to every single member every single day. And yes, I get them too, but just seeing it in my inbox, even just seeing like, oh, right. Oh, yeah. I didn't even read the love letter. It was just enough knowing it was there. And I wrote it, so I had a pretty good idea of what it said. I just paused for like 15, 20 seconds and I set a shitty intention. It grounded me in that moment and I felt better. But the real power is that just that quick engagement with that reminder, that repetition of, hey, don't forget, this is your life. Just even seeing the subject line in my inbox is rewired. It helped me bring that reminder back to that Calm AF setting. It strengthened that neural connection. Just that alone. It is not complicated. It's not all of the hours and hours you spend trying to stop overthinking. It's the daily repetitive reminders to align with Calm AF, even if just for a few minutes. Every time you do it, you are strengthening that neural connection. And that is how you create a habit. That is how your habit becomes Calm AF. Very excited about this. I don't think I took a breath that whole time. All right. If you want to change your default setting from hypervigilant or hypovigilant or a vacillator to Calm AF, if you want to stop the shit that keeps you from feeling peace and genuinely enjoy your one precious life, you don't need to make massive changes. You don't need to dysregulate yourself even more trying to get yourself regulated. You need gentle, repetitive reminders. You need to engage that new neural connection that you are hardwiring consistently. That's how habits are created. That's how you become Calm AF for real, for good, for life. If you want me to send my daily reminders, those love letters to your inbox, check out the link in the show notes and get on the list. I have a new love letter offer that is coming very soon. I created it for you. And it will be affordable for everyone. So get on that list. These love letters will change your life because that's how brains work. Repetition, baby. That's it. All right, gorgeous soul, have an amazing rest of your day. I love you so very much, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening. And before you go, one more thing. So as you know, I am slightly obsessed with helping as many humans tap into their calm AFness as possible. So if this podcast has helped you, would you please leave a review, make sure you're subscribed, and share it with your friends. Also, make sure you head on over to KristenFinch.com to see how you can work with me. You can sign up for my emails and get any other goodies I have available. Until next week, I love you so much. I am so grateful that you're here. I'll see you next time.